My Lords, I rise with pleasure to support the Noble Lord, Lord Seeker, who's moved this Amendment 23. And Noble Lords will note, as has been the case with quite a number of amendments in this bill, that there's certainly a broad political range supporting this amendment. And I think that's a demonstration of the fact that what we're looking at here is an issue that is recognised right across the political spectrum and is a matter of grave concern. And as the Noble Lord, Lord Moylan just said, really was not adequately addressed, and I would agree with him, by either front bench at committee stage. Now, this is my first contribution at report stage, so I feel I should declare that I now have the support of my second excellent intern from King's College London. Now, Noble Lord Seeker at committee stage, and indeed tonight, set out a range of areas in which this is likely to be an issue: defence, gambling, tobacco, medicine, and I'd add particularly agrochemicals and plastics to those issues. And of course, I think we shouldn't forget the issue of research into government policies, which is of course so obviously a crucial matter of public interest. The international case study, the most infamous or famous case, is that of Minicombe, the Manitoba Basic Income Experiment, which was launched in 1974 under a broadly progressive Canadian state government and shut down in 1979 under a new Conservative administration. The data from that big, significant trial disappeared into the Winnipeg Regional Office of Canada's National Library and Archives, and it was the initiative of one researcher decades later who dug out 1,800 dusty boxes packed with tables, surveys and assessment forms and digitised the lot, which revealed the positive impact that basic income had had that really significant trial, but that knowledge was denied both to the people of Canada who'd funded it and to the world for decades afterwards. I'm not going to test your Lordship's patience by telling my own academic tale of woe about research into abomasal goat in goat kids, the House may be pleased to know, many decades ago, but suffice to say that I'm well aware of the often pernicious impact of commercial interests on academic research. Now, I note that the Noble Lord, Lord Seeker, as the Noble Lord just outlined, has actually in some ways watered down the amendment that was presented at committee. I personally think I would definitely prefer this amendment without the 3B section, thinking of the fact that a great deal of the research that we're covering is conducted in public institutions by academics who this particular research may be funded by a private interest or indeed the government, but who main support comes from public funds. And I believe that any research where that is the case absolutely should be fully open and available to all. But nonetheless, this amendment added to the bill would be a significant improvement. The Green position remains overall that this bill is unnecessary and more gesture politics than serious law. But if we're going to have it, then this amendment would potentially be a useful protection for academics seeking to add to the sum of human knowledge and very often contribute to the public good when they are in danger of being muzzled by private, commercial or government interests. That, combined with the impact of casualisation of academia, inadequate pay and job insecurity, and government policies seeking to narrow the scope of academic research, particularly research critical of the status quo, present far greater issues for academic freedom than the alleged issues covered by most of the rest of this bill.